business world. We therefore command a special audience of business-minded viewers who are eager to know more about business. I mean, your business. Why don't you take advantage of our special affordable offer to let the world know about your concepts, your goods, and of course, your services? You can call us on 080-3071-6959 or 070-3234-9054. You can also visit us at Television Nigerian in Guzapi, Abuja, and follow us on all our social media handles on Facebook, YouTube, and of course on Twitter at Television Nigerian. Your business is our concern.
The coronavirus global pandemic has resulted in changes to advertising, marketing, promotional and media spends, forcing businesses and brands to reevaluate their thinking about current and future advertising and marketing campaigns to maintain a steady stream of income, while brands currently seek to strike the right tone during a global health emergency. The future portends market alteration, increased competition, and a demand for creative and aggressive marketing practices. Hello and thanks for joining us again on TV and Business Daily. I am Chiwendu Otisegu, and today we shall be discussing on the impact of COVID-19 on advertising and branding. But before we go further into the discussion, let's look at what is happening in the business world. Stay with us. The downstream subsidiary company in charge of bulk sales and distribution of petroleum product marketing company recorded 211.62 billion naira sale of white products in February 2020. The February 2020 report also indicated that total revenues recorded from the sale of white products for the period February 2019 to February 2020 stood at about 2.6 trillion naira, with petrol contributing about 98.06% of the total sale value of about 2.5 trillion naira. The NNPC's Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs Division, Kenny Obateru, explained that the figure contained in the corporation's February 2020 monthly financial and operation report was significantly higher than the previous month's record, which stood at 151.79 billion naira. The report showed an increased trading surplus of 3.95 billion naira generated by the corporation in February when compared to the 1.87 billion naira surplus that was posted in January 2020. Transaction activities on the Nigerian equity market on Wednesday halted the three-day negative sentiment following gains recorded by Unilever Nigerian PLC and 19 other firms. The major market performance measures, the all-share index and market capitalization rose by 0.57% as market sentiment returned to gain a strike following positive sentiment on undervalued stock. The market breadth closed with 20 gainers, while decliners closed with 8. Consequently, the all-share index gained 13.54 basis points or 0.57% to close at 23,709.44 as against 23,695.90 recorded the previous day, while the market capitalization of equities appreciated by 7 billion naira or 0.57% to close at 12.356 trillion naira from the 12.349 trillion naira. Meanwhile, a turnover of 159.24 million shares exchanged in 3,573 deals was recorded in the day's trading. The federal government on Wednesday adjusted the 2020 budget downward from the original 10.59 trillion naira to 10.52 trillion naira. The budget deficit in excess of 5.3 trillion naira The approval was made in Abuja by the Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by the President Muhammad Buhari at the State House. The new figures were captured in the revised 2020 budget, the medium-term expenditure framework submitted to the Council by the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed. Parameters adjusted in the budget include the crude oil benchmark now further cut to $25 from $30. Ahmed, who spoke with the State House correspondent after the meeting, said daily crude oil production was now 1.94 million barrels per day, while the naira-dollar exchange rate was put at 360 naira per dollar. The Federal Executive Council on Wednesday approved 47.2 billion naira to boost power supply in the country. It will supply additional 40 megawatts of power to the national grid, according to the Minister of Power, Sele Mama. He told State House correspondents after the FEC meeting, which was held via video conferencing, that the 40 megawatts will be moved from the Kashmir Dam in Taraba State. The minister stated that the council approved the ministry memo for the revised estimated total cost for the augmentation of the subsisting contract in the sum of 4,235,303,821.90 naira to provide additional 40 megawatts currently be generated from Kashibilia via Takum, Wokuri, and Yavra to the national grid. It listed states in the Northeast and Benue states as the beneficiaries of the 40 megawatts when evacuated. And that's the business update on Television Nigeria. We shall be going on a quick break, and after that we'll continue. So stay with us.
My name is Chiwendu Osisiago, presenter at Television Nigerian Business Daily. In a globalizing world, ours is to keep you engaged, informed, and educated on contemporary happenings in the business world. We therefore command a special audience of business-minded viewers who are eager to know more about business and your business. Why don't you take advantage of our special affordable offer to let the world know about your concepts, your goods, and of course, your services? You can call us on 080-3071-6959 or 070-3234-9054. You can also visit us at Television Nigerian in Guzapi, Abuja, and follow us on all the social media handles on Facebook, YouTube, and of course, on Twitter at Television Nigerian. Your business is our concern.
Thanks for joining us again, and in case you're just joining us, it's still TV and Business Daily. Like I stated earlier, we shall be discussing on the impact of COVID-19 on advertising and branding. My guest is here in the studio. He is a public affairs analyst, Mr. Justice Ibochi. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Speaking on the businesses now, if you notice now, this coronavirus pandemic now that is affecting Nigerian economy as a whole, the businesses are actually suffering because of the fact that they are actually scared of moving around to advertise their business because of the coronavirus. So how would you say is the impact of COVID-19 on advertising and branding now in Nigeria?
Well, thank you very much. I must start by saying that the coronavirus pandemic has exerted some level of negative influence on businesses generally in the world today, and I'm trusting that as the pandemic goes down memory lane, we will be needing some time to gain some level of resilience to this. Now, talking about its effect on advertising and branding in Nigeria, you see that we must, in order to x-ray this, we must bring to light the patronizers of our various means of advertising in Nigeria, such as the patronizers of our social media, those who explore our cable means of advertising and the likes. You realize that these guys are more interested in COVID-19 related news in recent times. They are more interested in getting to know how close they are from getting the disease, they are more interested in issues circumventing around COVID-19 than they are in the novelty of the products we advertise today. So this has actually not gone down well with most businessmen and women. But however, I like I earlier stated, I believe that as the coronavirus disease goes down memory lane, in due time we shall be gaining some level of resilience over this.
The period of time. So are you saying that businesses can actually advertise in this period of COVID-19, regardless of the situation around?
Yes, of course, that is always axiomatic. We have various means of advertising. So as much as the COVID-19 pandemic is ravaging the world, we still, some persons can as well leverage some other means of advertising. Such as the social media. You see, there's no social distancing on the social media. So you can always leverage that platform. And there are some other means of advertising that can be leveraged upon and one can continue to advertise. But the use of pamphlets, the continuous sharing of some of those things may not continue to go on for the meantime.
Okay, thank you. So as it stands now, what's the best way of advertising, as the coronavirus now is everywhere? What's the best way? We have online TV, using Television Nigerian, as a case study.
Okay. Well, you see, the best, of course, I am excited about the various means by which we can advertise our products and services today. You see, talk about the cable means of advertising, which makes use of the television sets, radio sets, and the endless array of them. We can also talk about the social media that is being online marketing explores, and the use of newspapers, and the likes, the endless array of them. The best way in a time like this of advertising, I would like to think that it is through the use of social media and cable means of advertising. As like I earlier said, there's no social distancing on the social media, so we can continue to explore these means for the time being, and I'm sure within we'll be good to go.
Okay, now thank you. So looking at before and after this COVID-19, like before this COVID-19 started, how would you compare the level of adverts now in Nigeria?
Well, you see, before the outbreak of the coronavirus disease, lots of persons were flooding the internet to look at our products. We were thriving well in the advertising field, But now that this has happened, first, I understand that we are Nigerians and we are good fighters. Now that this has happened, I see our businessmen and women coming together to devise means by which they can advertise their products in subsequent times that will not be dependent upon the outbreak of pandemics such as this. I see a group of resilient businessmen and women coming together to develop ideas, to develop their ideas on ways by which improved facilities can be devised such that in times like this we will not be struggling with how to advertise our products. So I see a country that will grow to exert some level of influence over issues like this. So I believe that in subsequent times we will be able to overcome these challenges we are experiencing in advertising.
Okay, thank you. So before we go on a quick break, what role do you think the government should play, to ensure that the rate of advertisement in Nigeria is easy for businessmen and women?
Okay, first I would like to state that I do not really encourage total dependence on the federal government on issues like this. I believe that we have our part to play as much as the federal government do have their part to play, and they are doing a lot for us actually in the business world. But we must also look at it from the other perspective. I feel that the federal government can do a little by helping to reduce the high cost of advertising using some platforms. You see, like the use of billboards in advertising can be so cost demanding in some strategic areas in the country. And also, thanks to TVN and some other few stations that have made it possible for advertisements to be made at a cost limited rate. You see, it is very easy to leverage this platform because we have embraced our businessmen and women out there. However, some other stations and some other platforms may not come that easy. So I feel that the federal government can play their part, especially in time like this, to reduce the high cost of advertising using some platforms. And if they do that, it will actually speak volumes of their benevolence.
So is it just the billboard? What about the other stations? Advertisement?
The social media means of advertisement isn't so cost demanding. It's not so costly. You can just leverage on those platforms. There are many platforms on the internet where you can advertise your goods and services. Okay, and you can explore the use of digital marketing, the use of online marketing, and maintain a good online reputation. That will just be a data away.
Okay.
So on the contrary, that is not so cost demanding. So I do not really expect the federal government to come into play in that area, though. But I feel that they can as well help us on the use of billboards. They could help us leverage more on the national television stations and the likes, and also encourage private television stations to do what some others are doing, like make it a little less cost demanding than it is, and we'll be fine.
But moving around probably Nigeria as a whole, you realize that most people don't usually use this billboard thing because of the cost of price. Is it too expensive for people to use?
Yeah, you see, the financial implication of using a billboard is dependent on the location of the billboard and also how equipped the billboard is. You see, some billboards are located at strategic areas in the country, and those ones might be very expensive, and they are mostly used by big businesses and the likes. Well, I feel that the federal government can help discourage this, so much so that the average businessman can be able to afford the use of these billboards and the other facilities that are bent towards advertising businesses. You see, if we do this, we will be so happy with the outcome of the Nigerian business in subsequent times.
All right. Okay, now let's just go on a quick break, and when we return, the program continues shortly, so don't go anywhere.
My name is Chiwendu Osisiago, presenter at Television Nigerian Business Daily. In a globalizing world, ours is to keep you engaged, informed, and educated on contemporary happenings in the business world. We therefore command a special audience of business-minded viewers who are eager to know more about business, I mean your business. Why don't you take advantage of our special affordable offer to let the world know about your concepts, your goods, and of course, your services? You can call us on 080-3071-6959 or 070-3234-9054. You can also visit us at Television Nigerian in Guzapi, Abuja, and follow us on all the social media handles on Facebook, YouTube, and of course on Twitter at Television Nigerian. Your business is our concern.
Many thanks for staying with us. And in case you're just joining us, it's still TV and Business, and we'll be discussing on the impact of COVID-19 on advertising and branding in Nigeria. Of course, my guest is here in the studio. He is the public affairs analyst, Mr. Justice Ibochi. Okay, now we're going to be emphasizing really on the importance of advertising, because a lot of people there, a lot of businesses are actually crashing because they're not aware of the importance of advertising.
You see, I must state that the importance of advertising in such a competitive market structure that we are in can hardly be overemphasized. You see, advertising creates the awareness of the availability of your product to your audience, your target audience. I must state that as much as advertising does this, advertising also informs your audience on where to get your product and when to get this product, how accessible they can be to this product. So we can hardly overemphasize the importance of advertising and branding, advertising in our day and time today. See, we are in a very competitive market structure, and there are lots of persons who have been into this advertising thing. Now, you see, how do I get to know you have that which I'm looking for? See, there are lots of goods here and there that are similar to each other, and I, as a consumer of a particular good or commodity, might have my preference. You see, so I must must get to understand that you have that which I seek, okay, and it is easily accessible to me through advertising and branding. So we can hardly overemphasize the importance of advertising and branding in our day and time. And if any business is coming up today and such a person or such businessman or woman isn't informed on good ways of advertising his or our business, I think the business is looming up for failure. So I would like to encourage every businessman and woman out there to get informed on means by which advertising can be done, because we are in the structure we are in is highly demanding of that.
Okay, thank you. So can you expatiate, you've spoken about the advertising and the branding now in Nigeria, so can you expatiate the difference between the advertising and branding?
Okay, you see, like I earlier said, advertising creates the awareness of the availability of your commodities on to your target audience. You see, now branding is more like the design, okay? It's more like the design, the packaging that could single out your product amidst several others. You see, that uniqueness about what you have, okay, we can, in a layman, understand and look at it as the branding. So these are two interesting processes in business development. As much as you must advertise your product, you should also ensure that your products are well branded in order to fit the taste of the consumers of these products.
Oh, okay, so talking about the potent means of advertising for Nigerian business, what do you think is the potent means of advertising?
I would like to express my excitement about the various means of advertising we have today. You see, we have an endless array of them, ranging from the cable means of advertising, where we explore the television sets, radio sets and the likes, to social media, where we explore the use of online marketing, digital marketing and the likes, and also the use of newspapers, the use of billboards, leaflets and the likes. However, I would like to tip I would like to tip the social media and the cable means of advertising as two very potent means of advertising. Well, this is not to discredit the other means of advertising, but I've come to realize over time there are lots of persons. You can easily get your target audience on these two platforms easily. You see, the essence of advertising is to get to a larger audience, to enhance market penetration. So I see these two means of advertising as very potent means of advertising that we can hardly overemphasize in a time like this.
So are you saying that advertising is the best way to to promote your business?
Yes, advertising is a very potent market penetration strategy, because you get to inform people that you have this thing. See, we have too many people today in the world that may not know that you have what they seek. So adverts will bring them to the understanding of the fact that you have this which they seek. And also makes them understand where they can obtain this product. So this is a very...
I think the means of adverts online is actually cannot be overemphasized. I think we advise people to come and advertise the Television Nigerian as an online TV station, to promote their businesses. Okay, now my next question is, let's talk about the small businesses now, especially those that cannot afford to advertise their goods, and probably they just started with little or not even at all, but they had to to promote their business. How would you advise them to continue with this business?
Okay, well, you see, that one is starting up a business and it's low budget, doesn't speak failure of such person. See, I continue to tell people it is wrong of you to allow your background relegate your back to the ground. That your budget is low hasn't really said that you would not be successful. You see, the singular problem I have with people starting a business and it's low budget is the fact that some of them tend to think less of themselves. You see, I watched an advertisement of the talk some time ago, and the woman there said something. He said, if I do not take care of him, she was referring to her son, who will? So you see, in your business, if you do not if you do not see yourself as someone who is going higher, who will? If you do not think more of yourself, who will? You see? So that's one problem I have with them. However, people starting up business and it's low budget should not think that there's nothing in business for them. Leverage some advertising platforms. leverage some cheap advertising platforms. You see, it is so cheap to advertise on the social media today. Just maintain a good online reputation, maintain a good online presence, and within the shortest possible time, you could as well boost your pages on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on some other platforms. You see, and within the shortest possible time, you will find yourself being followed by many who are interested in what you have. There's hardly a thing you will produce today that somebody is not looking out for. So I think I would love to advise them to begin something and ensure that they maintain a good online reputation, and in due time they will be good.
Okay, talking about house style now. Everybody have their own house style. House style is a means to advertising. Like your style, the way you do, everybody knows you for this particular thing. If you don't do it, they will not want to come. Like the way you said about that product you just mentioned, that particular word, you will make people want to buy that product. Is it about the style of their, their product or of the organization?
Okay, well, as much as the products you advertise is good, is one of the things that could draw your patronizers. The style with which you are advertising is also important.
Very important.
You see, I used to tell people we cannot separate packaging. See, since time immemorial, packaging has been an intrinsic part of advertising. You see, the style with which you advertise it also matters a lot. See, some persons would love to patronize you not because of what you have, but because of the style with which you present it to them. You see, okay, imagine like I was talking some time ago, and I said it is an error to be advertising a cough syrup and you are coughing. You see, okay, imagine going into the office of a physician or a doctor, okay, to complain of cough, and then you are trying to patronize his office, and then the first thing he does is to welcome you with a cough. You came in with an upper respiratory syndrome, a cough, and he welcomes you with a cough. Okay, and then you try to say, good morning, sir, this is what I've got. He welcomes you with another one. You see, you begin to doubt the efficacy of his practices there. So the style with which you do what you do, okay, you must learn to package yourself well as you package your product. So I feel that a doctor who is unable to doctor himself when he needs the doctrine of a doctor should be shown the exit door from the doctrine cycle. So you should be able to package yourself well in the very bit to attract patronizers and as well package your product. These are good styles to ensure that your product gets to your target audience the way it should.
It should, yeah. Okay, so with this COVID-19 pandemic, what do you think is the alternative way out for people who intend to advertise?
Well, you see, packaging, like I earlier said, is very important. That this coronavirus has not eroded the usage of some products. The coronavirus pandemic has not written off the patronage of some services. You say, okay, like the use of face mask, the use of alcohol-based hand sanitizers. These things have come into limelight following the outbreak of the coronavirus disease. In a time like this, I feel that as much as this is looming around, if we can package our products well, and I would like to advise this, I think we'll be good to go. And also, I would like to see fervency as an alternative, a way out here. Permit me to make reference to that part of the Holy Book that says, the effectual fervent prayer of the righteous man availeth much. So if you are fervent in what you are doing, you will soar high. You don't just come online, or you don't just advertise your good and service now, especially in a time like this once, and allow the whole thing go. Continue to bring it up in the minds of your viewers, in the minds of your audience. In due time, they will come to ask themselves, but what is it about this thing that these people keep talking about always? I think I should give it a try. And you see, one trial may just be all you need to have to engage a million patronizers. So I think in a time like this, packaging will do us a lot of good. That's this coronavirus hasn't eroded the use of some products. So you can package your goods well. As much as people are so much interested in coronavirus-related issues, if your goods are well packaged, they may just give it consideration.
Yeah, and consistency too is key.
Yes,
people, don't just advertise and just leave it, and you expect people to just come and just buy from you. It's not just that. Yeah, you need to be consistent. Okay, so which is preferable? Is it the advert or the branding?
You see, the both are two necessary ingredients in ensuring your business goes far in a day and time. As much as you try to advertise your businesses, ensure that they are well packaged. Imagine well branded. Imagine advertising something that doesn't look so good, you see that you are already on your way to failure. I feel the both are two necessary ingredients to ensure that your product penetrates the market as anticipated.
Oh, okay. So finally, what's your final take to especially people that have small businesses and intend to advertise their business just to make their business grow, but don't have enough funds? Your final thoughts to our viewers, of course, and probably to the federal government.
Okay, to our viewers and to those who are about to start up a business, probably do not have a lot in their accounts. Well, I would like to encourage you not to be discouraged. You see, lots of persons who have climbed the ladder of success did not just attain this height just like that. It entails a lot: fervency, consistency, deep understanding of what you are going into will help you. Do not just look at your budget and relegate your back to the ground by yourself.
Sure.
Do not destroy yourself by yourself. You see, I would like you to stand up and get something started. I see you going far in due time. You see, time and chance happens to them all. Someone said the difference between here and there is the letter T. T could stand for time. So you see, I would like to encourage you to start something. And to the federal government, well, I must start by encouraging the policies the federal government has actually implemented in ensuring that businesses thrive in Nigeria. I give them a lot of thumbs. However, I would like to state that more can still be done. Okay, to encourage businesses, we should think of how to give out more grants, more loans, and the likes, and businesses will be flourishing, and in due time Nigeria will be so much of a business-centered country and we'll be good to go.
Okay, finally, to those that want to advertise and probably looking for the best means, can you just advertise TVN?
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
TVN is a nice platform to advertise your business. Well, I state this. I would like to state this unequivocally. We do not our cost of advertising isn't high as, because we are an NGO that is not so profit oriented. We look out for the interest of our people, our viewers and the likes. So you can as well come over to ensure that you advertise your goods and services here, and you will be pleased in the end. It's a nice platform, I can assure you that.
I can assure you. So viewers out there, so in case you want to advertise your business, please do come to TVN, to Television Archiving and Guzapi to advertise your business at a very cheap and affordable rate. And I assure you for one thing that you will not regret it, because your business is our concern. All right, thank you so much, Mr. Justice Ibochi, for coming on TVN.
You're welcome.
It's good to have you.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's the much you have for you today on TVN Business. And don't forget that with this whole coronavirus pandemic, please do not stay idle. Find something doing so that you can put food on your table. I am Chiwendo Osisiago. Do have a wonderful day. Bye for now.